Wait. I'm sorry.
We're going to roll with this, actually. Yep. I'm here with Molly Jones, and she's a goofball. She's
Where
also an attorney.
Look? Do we look high? Is that where we look?
There's a camera. Okay. He's got the camera right here. She'll close your home for you.
I will, and I'll do a great job.
What's up, guys? Here at McMichael and Gray's new location in Carrollton, part of the Century 21 kind of series of office buildings right here. You got your own place. We've finally got you moved in and excited about this. So, Molly, tell us about you being an attorney and Carrollton and what that means to you and just your story.
Oh, wow. That's a lot to unpack. My story started here in Carrollton. I was born in Carrollton. I went to high school here, graduated from Central in 1996. Went to college.
I'm younger than you, I just realized that. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I went to college at West Georgia and actually married and started a family here after a little bit of time in Atlanta. My husband was a real estate attorney at the time and I was a teacher. I used to tell him his job was boring, which now I have to eat my words because I love this job and I find it incredibly fascinating. In the market crash, we basically became the poster kids for the recession. Our fourth child was born 3 weeks before my husband's law firm dissolved. So we found ourselves living in our home that we had just built 18 months prior, with 3 boys, 5, 4, and 3, and a brand new baby, trying to run a law firm out of our bedroom and figure out how to make all of that work. So we tried that for about 6 months until we ultimately relocated to Savannah, basically to start fresh, start from scratch. My husband became a public defender. I went back to teaching and did a lot of freelance writing and editing. That was 2010. So from 2010 to 2012, just raising babies, teaching, writing, editing, and in 2012, a law school opened down in Savannah. My husband and I all of a sudden started having all these discussions on whether or not it would be a smart idea for me to go back to school. Somehow we thought, yeah, go to law school with 4 kids. So
4 kids in law school. That blows my mind within itself right there.
So in 2012, I started law school in Savannah, Georgia. I had at the time a 2-year-old, 5-year-old, 6-year-old, and 7-year-old kids. I was also teaching pre-K part-time.
Did you guys figure out where the kids were coming from?
Yes, finally got that.
I guess that law firm in the bedroom kind of closed that down.
Closed that down pretty quickly.
Sorry.
No. It's an excellent point and not one that I have not heard before. So I did, for my first year, I was teaching part-time, going to night school. My second year, I actually started shifting into my legal career. So I did an internship at Gulfstream Aerospace Corporation in their contracts department. I interned at Tysinger Vance. I did a lot of different things. I started the law review down there at Savannah Law School and served as the editor-in-chief and basically was your classic type A overachiever in all things. Upon graduating in 2016, I started at Ellis Painter Rattery and Adams down there in Savannah as an REO attorney, which is wonderful. You get so much fascinating title experience. You basically see any title you could think of, any crazy thing you could think of.
Probably helped you out a lot because you have to look at so many titles now, but
Absolutely.
Really knowing what to look for.
Yeah, so probably in a 2-year time span, I would say I looked at over 1,000 titles.
Wow.
So that's, there's not much more of a crash course for title work than you can get to than that. I mean,
Sure.
Looking at anything from right-of-way issues to foreclosure problems with the actual foreclosure process itself, tax liens, federal tax liens, you name it, I've seen it.
All the stuff with mobile homes too.
Yes, tons of stuff with manufactured homes, tons of issues to overcome there. So in 2018, My kids at this point are older. Anyone who ever said that it's easier the older they get, you're a liar. Stop telling people that. It's not true. But at that point, we had 4 kids in 4 different schools, 4 kids on 4 different soccer teams, 2 parents working full-time at very demanding careers, and it was just too much. It was that point in time that we really started evaluating that home is where we needed to be. Home is where we were meant to be.
It brought you back to Carrollton.
It absolutely brought us back to Carrollton. And we were always very involved in the Carrollton community anyway, even when we were in Savannah, because obviously both of us were born and raised here. Our family is here. But at that point in time, it just made sense. We had our oldest child that would be on the cusp of starting high school, and I knew that would be it. There would be no more moves. There would be no indecision at that point. We wanted our kids to finish high school where they started high school. So in 2018, we moved back, and last year I was recruited by McMichael and Gray to join up with this awesome dude here and start a nice affiliated business arrangement that I think is going to end up being a wonderful relationship.
Absolutely. So happy to have you here, and really just another resource for all of our agents and all the other businesses that are associated right here with us at our kind of our business centers, kind of how I like to call it. So
yeah. So the big thing for me in changing over to residential is that even though you get a lot of title experience with REO, you don't get a lot of opportunity to build those relationships with people in the closing process.
Right.
What I love about residential real estate is that you invest in human beings.
Right.
Everybody, of course, understands that it's a business transaction, but there are human beings who are components of that transaction. You have lenders, agents, buyers, sellers, neighbors, even if you're in discussions for boundary line agreements.
Right.
There are all these opportunities to build relationships with people, and there's this awesome team dynamic that we're all working toward the same goal, which is to help that seller sell a home and that buyer buy a home. So I've thoroughly enjoyed being able to build those connections with people so that when everyone gets to the closing table, it ends up being as celebratory as possible.
A smooth transition.
Smooth transaction, a celebration for everyone. If you're rolling up with a U-Haul, if you're renovating, however the situation is, I don't think there's any transaction that doesn't involve some degree of stress. And my job is to try and make that as easy as possible and try to be as accessible as possible to all the people who are involved.
Definitely, it's always a pleasure working with Molly and her team. They have definitely the people side of it down right, and like they're human beings like we are too. So there's a lot of attorneys that are really great. We have a lot of friends that are attorneys, but at the end of the day, we want to find, that right fit that kind of just, someone's sitting there working, going the extra mile. And I know that that's what you do every time. So I think it's going to be a fantastic fit with the culture here at our company, the culture here at our office, and, for basically being available to the general public that need anything with the refinance or just anything to do with real estate. Your firm, McMichael and Gray, is very well known around the Atlanta area. So you guys are experts there. So I think it's a really, really cool thing that you decided to join with them. And we love that you guys decided to have an office here as well. So it's going to be a great fit, and definitely stop by and see them. The office space looks amazing. Pennant did a fantastic job of decorating everything. It looks really, really nice, and just excited that you guys are getting open and getting started and moving forward.
Yeah, we're excited too. It's very nice to have a presence for McMichael and Gray in this area where we get to build those intimate relationships, but we also have a lot of resources to sort of back up those relationships.
And it's primarily real estate stuff. It's everything
absolutely.
around real estate. And there's 15 offices or so? I know there's a bunch. I don't know the exact number.
We are the 15th in Georgia, so it's very exciting to sort of fill that gap for this area for the firm.
Definitely. All right, so to get a hold of you guys, what's the best way to reach you?
The office number here is 678-338-8515. As it stands right now, that should roll to my cell as well, so that if you're not able to get me during the office hours, I should be able to get a voicemail from you via my cell phone so that I'm accessible as much as possible.
Perfect. So if someone has real estate questions about something, do I need an attorney for this, whatever, anything on real estate, you guys are pretty much open to answer those questions and at least guide people in the right direction on how you could possibly help them if it's something you do. So,
email is Carrollton@McMichaelandGray.com.
So you guys always have questions about stuff. So definitely reach out to her. Molly's a great friend, great person, and she'll take the time to answer you the best she can and hopefully be able to help you.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here.
Glad to be here.